Well, good morning, everyone. It is time to rise and shine. It's time to get up, time to get this day started. And today is, of course, believe it or not, it is the 8th day of December 2025. It is one more day on top of the ground, and the ground's not on top of you. I'd say that's a lot to be thankful for this morning, right? Okay, now that we got all those pleasantries out of the way, it's time to get up because you are wasting daylight. Good morning. I'm Kevin Elkins.
We change the world and history right here where we're from. It's new beginning to you and me, cause we're not done. In our city, in our city, in our city, we're not done. I appreciate that.
Time to rise and shine. Well, good morning, everybody. Rise and shine once again. Once again, you're on top of the ground, and of course, the ground's not necessarily on top of you. It's a wonderful day, an absolutely wonderful day to be alive. Next up, of course, it is our daily bread. It is our way forward each and every day to start this show with a word from on high, something that'll change your perspective or give you a new one. Either way, it's good for the soul. Good morning. Love that song. AI wrote that song for the show right there. That AI is something else, ain't it? It is. Anyway, good morning to you. Let us go to our daily bread, and we'll come back with a story after our celebration of our armed forces. Right after this, hang loose, hang loose, hang loose. We'll be back.
For the strength you give in all my fears. with grateful songs I'll rise above all.
Hello, thanks for joining us for Our Daily Bread. Your host is Les Lamborn.
Did you know that God loves you more than you can imagine? Struggling with Addiction is the title of today's meditation, written by Ann Cetas. Eric was struggling with an addiction, and he knew it. His friends and family members encouraged him to stop. He agreed that it would be best for his health and relationships, but he felt helpless. When others told him how they had quit their bad habits, he replied, "I'm happy for you, but I can't seem to stop. I wish I had never been tempted in the first place. I want God to take the desire away right now." Immediate deliverance may happen for some, but most face a daily battle. While we don't always understand why the temptation doesn't go away, we can turn to God on whatever path we find ourselves. And perhaps that's the most important part of our struggle. We learn to exchange our futile efforts to change for complete dependence on God. Jesus was tempted also, just as we are, so he understands what we're feeling. He sympathizes with our struggles, and we can come boldly to the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need. He also uses others, including trained professionals, to lean on along the way. Whatever battles we may be facing today, we know this: God loves us much more than we can imagine, and he's faithful to come to our assistance. Hebrews chapter 4, verses 12 through 16 reminds us to come boldly to the throne of grace. I'll read from Hebrews chapter 4, verses 12 through 16. For the word of God is living and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the division of soul and spirit, and of joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. And there is no creature hidden from his sight, but all things are naked and open to the eyes of him to whom we must give account. Seeing then that we have a great high priest who has passed through the heavens, Jesus, the Son of God, let us hold fast our confession. For we do not have a high priest who cannot sympathize with our weaknesses, but was in all points tempted as we are, yet without sin. Let us therefore come boldly to the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need. Heavenly Father, we thank you that you are there for us, that Jesus said he would never leave us nor forsake us, and that the Holy Spirit indwells us and helps us gain the victory over temptation and sin. Help us to submit to you and to trust you today. For we ask in Jesus' name, amen. And as you think about today's meditation, remember, we're not tempted because we're evil. We're tempted because we're human. My name is Les Lamborn. If you've enjoyed today's reading, we'd encourage you to tell others about this ministry. You can also check out odb.org for other resources which may be of help to you. Look under the Resources tab at the top of the page for more helpful materials, such as the 10 Reasons to Believe brochures, which cover a wide variety of topics. And you can read them online at odb.org under the Resources tab.
right, ladies and gentlemen. This is our own young people. That's right, in Montgomery, Alabama. At McMillan Academy, whatever they call it. Yeah, McMillan International Academy. There we go. Make you want to re-up, don't it? It's good, but not quite that good. Of course, if you got some young ones out there, McMillan, you can hear them. Hoorah! I don't know what it means, but I'm going for it. Hoorah! Alrighty then. Alrighty. Now make sure I get this thing. Now, alrighty then. Now, it's Monday, right? It's Monday, so I do have to get rid of that right there. I do have to play you guys one of my little things today. And who we got today? We got it's gonna be a good one. Okay. And heard the mayor yesterday. Now he's supposed to be here tomorrow, so I'm not going to get into his case too much today. I heard him on the over there on the Soul Patrol station over there. But they did bring him an interesting comment yesterday about these 501c3s. That's a lot of money going out every city council meeting going to people. But and there are some people who do really good work with it, and some we try and figure out what they do with it. But that's okay. We're getting that tomorrow. We're talking about that on tomorrow. But today, right now, we are going to have a piece by in 2014, Jimmy V. If you ever heard of him, Jimmy Valvano, he was diagnosed with cancer and subsequently he passed away. But I love listening to this one at least for at least once or twice a year, because I play these things because we all need motivation sometimes. I mean, we do. We all need to have our spirits uplifted, and let people know that we're not the only people. We're not the only people that are going through something. We won't be the only ones, and the guy behind you won't be the only ones. There have been many in front of you, and there will be many in back of you. Everybody goes through something. Everybody does. Okay? So hopefully you'll get something out of this message that Jimmy V evolved right before he passed away. If you don't know who Jimmy V is, Jimmy was he was one of the most enthusiastic basketball coaches, I think, University of North Carolina. They did the unthinkable. They were a Cinderella team, a team who were thought not to be very good. I believe they ended up winning national championship in that national thing. But you listen to him. He has a message for you, me, and everybody else. Even posthumously, his words still speak to us today. So we'll be back right after this. Jimmy V and his words. Here they are. I'll shut up.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my profound honor to present the 2014 Jimmy V Perseverance Award to Stuart Scott.
Wait a minute. I got it all wrong. It's Stuart Scott getting the Jimmy V Award. But I'll have Jimmy at some point in time.
Thank you. You know, tomorrow all my boys are going to be like, "Yo, man, I saw you at the ESPYs with Peyton Manning, Money Mayweather, and KD." I'm going to be like, "Yeah, whatever." Jack Bauer saved the world, and he introduced me. 24 is my favorite TV show of all time, so Kiefer Sutherland, thank you very much. I am very honored. Every day I am reminded that our life's journey is really about the people who touch us. When I first heard that I was going to be honored with this reward, the very first thing that I did was I was speechless, briefly. I've presented this award before. I mean, I've watched in awe as Kay Yao and Eric LeGrand and all these other great people grace this stage. And although intellectually I get it, I'm a public figure, I have a public job, I'm battling cancer, hopefully I'm inspiring. At my gut level, I really didn't think that I belonged with those great people. But I listened to what Jim Valvano said 21 years ago. The most poignant 7 words ever uttered in any speech anywhere. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. Those great people didn't. Coach Valvano didn't. So to be honored with this, I now have a responsibility to also not ever give up. I'm not special. I just listened to what the man said. I listened to all that he said, everything that he asked of us, and that's to build the V Foundation. And let me tell you, man, it works. I'm talking tangible benefits. You saw me in that clinical trial. Now, here's the thing about that. Coach Valvano's words 21 years ago, helping me and thousands of people like me right now, direct benefits. That's why all of this, why we're here tonight, that's why it's so important. I also realized something else recently. You heard me kind of allude to it in the piece. I said, I'm not losing. I'm still here. I'm fighting. I'm not losing. But I got to amend that. When you die, that does not mean that you lose to cancer. You beat cancer by how you live, why you live, and in the manner in which you live. So live, fight like hell. And when you get too tired to fight, then lay down and rest and let somebody else fight for you. That's also very, very important. I can't do this don't give up thing all by myself. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my profound honor to present the 2014 Jimmy V Perseverance Award to Stuart Scott.
All right, then. Well, anyway. Okay. Anyway, I kind of messed that up a little bit, but not much. Jimmy Valvano. That's right. I think he died 99, 98 or something like that. And this was Stuart Scott. Everybody who gets the Jimmy V award normally is dealing with cancer. And it was started with Arthur Scott. I mean, who was not Scott? Who was the guy? Arthur Ashe, as a matter of fact. And I'll find the Jimmy V one yesterday. But he did say something. He said, "It's how you live and the way you live, while you live, that's more important than dying with cancer." He said, "How you live, the way you live, and what you do with the time that you have." And that's an important thing to all of us. That's an important thing to every last one of us. Every last one of us. And we will step on it along the way a few times before we get it right. But it's the trying that matters. Success does not eliminate failure, because failure certainly it is a it is absolute proof that you tried. So losing is not always bad, but when you give up, that's pretty bad. Don't ever quit. Don't ever quit. Jimmy V said, I got his thing, so I'll have that one on Friday by Jimmy V. It brings tears to your eyes too. But this one wasn't it's not that bad either, but I think they cut it off for me. I didn't realize that. Next time I gotta listen to the thing the whole way. Anyway, good morning to you. Hope this day finds you well, but don't ever quit. Never quit. Because quitters never win, and winners, well, they never quit. Doesn't mean they don't get it wrong sometimes. Get it, but it means we don't ever quit. Okay? Don't ever quit. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate those awards. Anyway, today's lesson of life today, before I get on to this story, lessons in life are things that we learn as we go along the way, as we go life's journey. These are the things that everybody will learn. If you're blessed enough to live, you'll learn these, and then we'll get on to our story. The treasures of life lie in the journeys that we are willing to take more than the destination. Let me say that one more time. The treasures of life lie in the journeys that we are willing to take more than in the destinations. Okay. Word of the day is debilitating. I just do this because sometimes I throughout my journeys in the streets, the vocabulary thing is being overran by phonomics. Excuse me, by ebonics and yokalisms and all kind of things. So I want to bring us back to the basic points of our standard of communication. So every day on my Facebook page, I put a word of the day and hopefully some lessons of life. Okay. So the word of the day is debilitating. What does that mean? It means causing serious impairment, okay, of strength or ability to function. In other words, you can't play basketball with one arm. If you lose the use of an arm, you have been debilitated. Okay, at least from that journey. Anyway, all right, so that's debilitating. Now, let's get on to some stuff. I heard the mayor out there. The mayor will be here tomorrow, so we'll talk to him about those things on tomorrow. Okay. Now, last week, and I know I'm going to catch the blues for this today, but I don't really care because I keep saying it every year. We're celebrating the 70th. I think we celebrated the 70th anniversary of the bus boycott, and they brought Roland Martin into town on Friday. Now I didn't know he was here. I'm glad somebody didn't tell me because I didn't want to hear him anyway. And so I listened, and they played his presentation on YouTube, and I guess he thought he was really doing something out there. I don't know. I don't know. But all you gotta do is make it a public TV, and you think you're doing something. So right on. But anyway, and 70 years from there to now, we are still fighting battles, even though we won the war. But the vestiges of the battles that we fought still make some of us feel important. And I'm just going to say it makes some of us feel important. I mean, everybody gets to put on their nice clothes and their nice thing. But at the end of the day, what we're doing today, is it helping? Is it helping? And I listened to him I swear I had to look outside and see whether or not there's crosses in my yard. I just don't like that guy. And we can we not say anything inspiring about there are so many things that this country is good at. So many things that that black and white folks working together have accomplished in this country since that 70 years has gone by. We don't sit in the back of the bus. We don't sit, we don't have to go to Kresge and go down in their basement to shop, which we should have never had, but it was what it was. It was what it was. And that's the only problem with celebrating these things of the past, is that they never allow us to celebrate the present and collaborate on the future. Now, I've said this many times. I've said it many, 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 many times. There have been people in this country that have been terrible. Yeah, Notre Dame was done wrong. We'll get to that. Uh-oh. BS hour has begun for the day. Well, listen, I'm not the person that keeps bringing up the past. I'm not the person that celebrates an atrocity. I don't do this. I didn't bring Roland Martin into town to relive the atrocities of a group of people. I didn't. That's not me. I didn't do that. I wish it's kind of like them people down in Selma. Every year they want to celebrate losing a war. That's stupid too. I mean, how you gonna celebrate losing? But they do it. They hang on, and we're not the only people that hang on to the past. And we romanticize with that past. We're not the only group to do it. But since I'm part of this group, then I talk about us, about me. Okay, how do you get to the future? Oh yeah, now let me sidetrack for a second. The Tide got beat like a wet dog, and it was embarrassing. It was embarrassing the way Alabama lost. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And Notre Dame got screwed because they know that more people would follow Alabama to the championship than probably Notre Dame. I'm gonna leave that alone. Let's get back to the important things. But they did. They get and oh yeah. Since I'm from South Bend, ND, and yeah, we kick butt over the weekend. Okay, so I'm just saying. So if Notre Dame can't make it, I'm glad that Indiana is in the game. It's going to be in the big dance. Okay, I'm just saying that's okay. Indiana, go Hoosiers. Now moving right along. I understand the past. And I used to say, forget about it. You can't forget about it. But you learn from it. You learn from it. Okay. You learn from that. We're the only group of people in America that every year celebrate. Well, we're not the only group. I mean, the folks down in Selma, they want to put on the old muskets, and they want to put on the old attire of the period and things of that nature, and they want to celebrate losing also. Okay, I've never seen any other group anywhere in the world that celebrates losing, except those folks down in there, down there in Selma every year. They celebrate losing. I don't get it. Okay, why is the past? Seriously, why is the past so important to people? I mean, I know why the incidents of the past, because they have gotten us partly to where we are today. But we only talk about the bad things. I can't stand Roland Martin. I can't stand him. If that guy makes you think that we got to go outside and hide around garbage can before we go home. Okay, some people, and let me tell you one reason why I think that having these conversations every year sucks. Yeah, Duke.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
You enjoy the football of the weekend, Duke?
Indiana won.
Mm-hmm. And that Roll Tide team, boy, they embarrassed the state of Alabama, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
Then they put them in the playoffs to get their ass whooped some more. They wanted to embarrass them just a little bit more, I guess.
Yeah, they embarrassed
you
them.
know.
Yeah, they embarrassed them.
You know, but you talking about this subject matter, dude, about people going back into the past.
Living back there. They living back there.
Right. Can I talk about your people in the White House? Is it okay? Would you not say that everybody does it when I mention a few things? Because you love to go to that's your go-to line.
Well,
everybody does it.
It's
everybody do it.
It's your 3 minutes. So go ahead, give it to me.
All right, you got people in the White House now that are always comparing laws to the 1700s. You know, war crime and all. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. Every time you look around, President Steve Miller telling Trump to go out there and go find some more stupid law that saying you can put the damn National Guard in the street on your own people. Okay? But you got a president also that said he was going to be colorblind, Kevin, when he went in, right? You remember that line he said?
Mm-hmm.
He said he's going to be colorblind.
All right.
So before then, Alabama, the state of Alabama, and all of them talking about critical race theory, taking all this stuff out the books that related to black people, and go on and on, you know, about different things related to blacks. You know, you could talk about Rosa Parks down in Florida, but you can't talk about race within the same context. But stuff like that. Then you got a president came in and said he's gonna be colorblind. He don't want DEI, DEI, DEA, or ABCs, or none of the alphabets in his administration. But he turned around and put back up the damn Confederate monuments, drew attention to himself about what he wants to be part of history right on. So explain that one, Kevin, as we talk amongst ourselves right here, me and you. Talk to me, sir.
Oh no, this is your time. I mean, I don't.
No, I'm asking a question. I want to insert. I want to get you part of my thing. I want you to say amen or I'll go to hell or something about what you just said.
Wait a minute. I still don't understand what you're talking about. The president has the authority to call out the National Guard.
Hey, what I'm talking about the authority. Well, I'm talking about his actions, sir. His actions.
What action?
Said that he said that he was gonna be colorblind. Okay, when he first went in. Okay. So why in the hell? What in the hell going? Why would he go back and put the Confederate monuments back up when people taking them down and put them in their rightful place or whatever, dude? Why did he put them back up, trying to rub it in people's face that I'm gonna put them back up? I'm gonna name all the Confederate military bases, give their old names back and all that.
Let me ask you something.
Come on.
Let me ask you something. Was Confederacy part of the history of America?
So what now? Yes. Okay. It's all history. Yes, all of it history.
Okay, so since we talk,
but he wants the black folks to take down their black history. He wants to tear down the books and throw them in the corner and burn them up and all the above. But he wants to bring this stuff back.
That is not true. I think what the president wants is a fair representation of of that time between black and
you thinking white. Or you know. You trying to see you want to the damn coke number kicking in again. You want to think for him again.
I think I know his train of thought, and that is tell the truth.
So putting those monuments back up and prove what?
Was that part of the American history? What now? Was the Confederacy part of the American experience?
We talking about the monuments. Why put the monuments back up?
Why put any monuments up?
Well, he put them back up. They were taken down. So instead of focusing on the economy that he's underwater in, he worried about taking their money, putting money back up, and all that, and taking Negroes' rights away. Everything tied to black folks. He wants people to pay for Martin Luther King Day now and all that. Come on now, this recent now.
So what Negro rights does he want to take away?
Oh, hell, do you have time?
Okay.
If I want to get started and you won't let me finish now, do I have time? Do I have 2 or 3 hours? Today?
Just give me.
Let's dedicate a day for this right here. I'll get my list ready for you and read it off to you, okay? Because I can.
And have at least 2 of them on there that he took away from the Negroes.
I
Snap.
got
Oh, oh,
one
oh.
now. I got one now for you.
Which one is that?
Huh?
Which right did you
I
think?
got one now for you.
Well, which
You
one?
ready for it?
Yeah, give it to me.
Are you ready for it?
Yeah, let me hear.
Are you ready for it?
I'm ready for it.
He said that he was colorblind.
See you later, dude. Okay. Anyway, appreciate it. But release the king. Okay then. Killed 2 folks floating in the ocean, but released a kingpin who flooded tons of drugs into the country. War on drugs. Well, that war on drugs we've had for since I know since Ronald Reagan. And you want to talk about something that has taken away a lot of our rights, where now you go to the airport with American hard-earned money in your pocket, and if the TSA think that money is going to buy drugs, they take your money from you, and then it costs you all the money that they got for you to get your own money back. So yeah, we have lost. We have lost some rights with this fictitious war on drugs, because the only reason why people want to bring drugs over here, because America is a bunch of drug addicts. Okay, we got a bunch of drug addicts in America, so we want to get high. What that man say? I was going to work, but I want to get high. Okay, we want to get high. Okay, now I've seen the video, close-up videos of those boats, First Sergeant, and they were throwing off drugs off the boat. They were bringing drugs to America. Now, if you want me to show you the video of it, I will. Okay, they were throwing drugs off the boat, and they had some boats with over 10, with about 10 motors on the back of them. I don't have a problem. Now, listen. There's an old saying out now. It's called FAFO. Okay, I call it FAFO. Okay, if you want to bring drugs to America and your boat's not faster than a missile, you may want to think about not doing it. Okay, we may want to think about not doing. Okay, bringing drugs in our direction at all. Okay, I don't have a problem. How many people done died from these things? We got people who accidentally touched fentanyl, accidentally touched it, and they ended up in the hospital, and some have died. I'm sorry. I don't have the slightest compunction to worry about people who want to be drug pushers. And again, though, they only bring it over here because we um because we are drug users. We like to get high. Okay? He's a judge, jury, and executioner. Well, I don't know that to be so, but I do know one thing. Any other enemy that invades our country, now we have a right to defend ourselves. And drugs is an enemy like somebody coming across the water with guns. Okay. So I'm not really care about it. Okay. I don't really care about that. Sell the drugs, sell it to somebody else. But if y'all folks over here wasn't such drug addicts, people wouldn't. A matter of fact, I heard one guy, one of the movies says, well, if we are a country of drug smugglers, then America is a country of drug users. And we are. We want to get high. I don't know why. I'm saying that Willie, get it straight. They were trying to save the boat, and it was the general that struck it again. Willie, check what Obama did, but he was black. Okay, then. And Joe, what? That's Joe used one of my favorite words, hyperbole. Okay, that's what you say, but we are a bunch of drug users over here. We are. Okay. You're confusing. Oh, okay. What is this? You're confusing the problem with the authority to murder on the high seas. Well, I don't know if it was murder or not. I do know one thing. Stop bringing your drugs to this country to kill our kids. Okay? We've had kids 13 years old get entrapped in that junk and end up dead. Don't bring it. I mean, we got enough land in America. that if we want some drugs, we can grow our own. Okay, we can grow our own drug. We don't need drugs from other countries invading our country. Okay, we just don't need them. We can grow our own. Okay, but just say, I mean, let me see what this guy says right here. He says, I mean, you got to think about it. Like the people that were transferring it, you can't hold them guilty for being held captive, forced to deliver it. Well, I don't know. Again, I don't know all the nuances of I don't know all the nuances of international law, drug law, whatever the case may be. I know one thing. How do we know that people were not willing on those? I've got no problem with what they're doing. Stop bringing drugs to this country. Good morning there.
Kevin.
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah, Kevin, are you talking about the bombing in the Caribbean?
The bombing in
Because if you're talking about the bombing in the Caribbean, bombing those fishing boats out there and everything, there's no cause for that, Kevin.
Okay.
And then they come to find out that boat was going to Africa. The boat, the admiral, the 4-star admiral, said the boat was going to Africa. And then you're going to bomb a fishing boat, Kevin, that's probably about 100 size smaller than the ship that bombed it, or the ship that carried the drones or the planes that bombed it. Pose no threat to anybody. Them jokers hanging for dear life. Might as well have been a life.
So why were they throwing drugs out of the boats? Why were they throwing drugs out of the boats into the water?
Kevin, check this out. Whatever they were doing with the drugs, that's what the Coast Guard is for. The Coast Guard has always been for interdictions. Always. That's what Coast Guard is for. They go out.
Can the Coast Guard go out international waters and stop anybody?
Yes, Kevin. If you deem it a war, you can. Should you had Coast Guards in Vietnam?
Well, that's true.
Do your history.
Yeah.
Okay, so if this is a bona fide war, Kevin, yes, Coast Guards can go out there, and they got all the resources they need. And wouldn't you want to investigate to find out where the drugs coming from so you can stop it once and for all?
We ain't gonna stop it once and for all.
Exactly, Kevin. This has been a problem longer than you.
But we did stop them,
Kevin, and it keeps going and going. Do you want to tape up the faucet, or do you want to stop the water flow? No pun intended.
Yeah, I understand.
And Kevin, this has been going on since the prohibition, since before our time, Kevin.
That's right.
And everything since before our time, and it's going to take diplomatic approaches in order.
That has not helped us. That has not helped us. The diplomatic
Well,
approach.
Kevin, it helped. It helped.
But a missile will.
Kevin, it helped prohibition.
Okay.
It helped prohibition. Prohibition turned around, and now we're drinking alcohol like sailors. No pun intended.
Yeah, we drinking too much alcohol too.
Exactly, Kevin. But it haven't stopped anybody. But my thing is, Kevin, it's hogwash, and you and I have been in the military, knowing good and well, Kevin, a 50 cal that I used to carry, and you've probably been around, could actually take out a little fishing boat. You don't have to go and bomb it, but yet alone you're wrong for doing it. Well, and everything. Now I'm gonna tell you.
Let me ask you a question. Does the President of the United States have the constitutional responsibility and authority to protect our borders?
Kevin, yes, the borders.
Okay,
let me tell you this, Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin, if you check this out, Kevin, because you know he's capable of it. You already got soldiers and Marines in these states that he deployed.
Yes.
If you are saying that you can go out and kill drug dealers on the waters, what's to say you can't do it on the land without a trial and jury?
Well, if
this man will push the envelope.
He's not the one pushing the envelope. The envelope's been pushed by every president that ever been in office.
This man is pushed. He's the first one to deploy military soldiers in all Democratic states.
And you know what's going to happen? Why not? Because those Democratic wait a minute. Well, those Democratic cities are killing black folks in those cities.
Kevin, and they're in Tennessee and Memphis, Tennessee.
Yes.
Kevin, they're killing people. In East St. Louis, Missouri, they're killing people. You don't see folks over there.
We can't get them all.
Kevin, well, he's not even trying. And Kevin, check this out. You give the Kevin,
give me a second. Black folks in Washington D.C. are telling us how safe they feel walking the streets.
Kevin, Kevin, understand this. When you give this man an inch, you'll take him out. The Supreme Court made the mistake of saying this man has unlimited immunity and everything. So he's going.
You and I both know.
Kevin, that's the way he's taking it. That's the way he's taking it. He's going out there doing everything, knowing that he's going to get excused or get a pass because of this immunity thing that they did a couple years ago. There's no way.
Okay, hold
Kevin,
on.
There's no way.
I got you, man.
Kevin, there's no way in the world, if you knew that you were going to be charged with a war crime, meaning that's in The Hague, that's universal.
Right.
In The Hague, that you would go out and blatantly do stuff like this. Then you got coward Secretary of Defense, or Secretary of War, he called himself, trying to put the blame on an admiral. Talking about, well, I support 100%. He did it. He keep emphasizing he did it. He made that call. It was on his level.
Hegseth was not there.
Kevin, the man said kill everybody.
Well,
Kevin, the man said kill everybody.
That's what y'all say. That's what y'all say.
Kevin, check this out. And I'm not 100% convinced that the admiral was telling the truth. You know why the admiral went out there and said what he said? Kevin, because that admiral was pension is on the line, 4 decades of military service on the line. He know Trump and Hegseth has no integrity. They would strip that away from him. The man to be.
I just got to ask you a question here.
Go ahead, Kevin. Let me answer it.
America killed 750,000 people by dropping the bomb on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Should our whole country be sent to? Should we be punished for that? 750,000 people died.
Kevin, that was a war. You know what they did? They bombed Pearl Harbor.
This is and they bring drugs to this country.
Kevin, listen to me, because they bombed Pearl Harbor as of yesterday. December the 7th was the anniversary.
And drugs,
you're gonna annihilate them.
And drugs are killing our kids every day. Not
Kevin, drugs. Our kids have a choice in that matter to take drugs. Nobody's forced them to put it in their mouth, Kevin.
Well, nobody but again, you're talking about innocent people.
Kevin,
750,000 people.
There are people. Kevin, listen. There are people that said that AIDS came from Africa, right? Yeah. So are we to go to Africa and bomb Africa because AIDS came from Africa? No, it's a choice to engage in those sexual misbehaviors.
AIDS was on them biological things. But we killed 750,000.
It's a biological thing brought on by choice that was actually derived, as they say, in Africa.
I hear you, brother. I hear you. Okay, enough whining. That's good. Anyway, so they killed. We dropped two bombs because they killed 3,000 people on December the 1st, 1940. Was it 1941? Okay, which we just commemorated that the other day. And what these drug dealers are doing is just as dangerous to us as what the Japanese did on December the 1st, 1941. Okay, all right. I'm sorry. I guarantee you. that folks are going to think. Okay. Hold on a second. Folks are going to think twice about bringing drugs to this country now. What's up, Don?
It must be Dumb Negro Day. These calls are ridiculous. Begin with what? Help me out. What monument is Trump put back up?
I don't know.
I don't think Duke knows it. Then Willie Durham. What about Obama? Obama droned 3 different damn countries. He even droned an American citizen. And when they struck, they came back and struck again. Does he hate Trump so damn much, or is it just he can't ever see black people doing stuff? And then that idiot, whatever he calls himself, just said they were in a fishing boat. Have you seen these boats? They got 475 Mercury crew engines on them.
Yeah, I saw it.
I mean, they're full of drugs, and there ain't no fishing boat. There ain't no rods and reels. I don't. Are these folks just stupid or what? I don't know.
Yeah.
Willie, won't you call back? Tell us what Obama did with them drones, Willie. Talk about murdering 2 people. They weren't even the Democrats came out and said, and then that lie that the idiot just told there about go back and kill the people was absolute lie. Even the Democrats said that's a lie. You know, but Obama droned people and then went back and restruck after the first drone. But the hateful for Trump is so pathetic. And then you just got Duke so damn stupid. Tell me what statue you talking about he put back up, Duke. It's pathetic. These statues are controlled by the states anyway, unless it's on a federal park. I mean, he's just stupid.
All right then. Appreciate it. Now, I think I got the boat here, which you telling me was a fishing boat. So wait a minute, let me let you look at this. Now, y'all tell me if this was a fishing boat or not. Okay, just where's the boat? Where's okay? There we go. So let's see if this right here is a fishing boat. Okay, I'm just. Do I got it right here? No, that's not right. Okay, wait, I got it right here. Just hang loose for a second. Hang loose for a second. Okay, there we go right there. Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, does that look like a fishing boat to you? Okay, the guy is throwing drugs off, and this is just one of the boats. Okay, that's not a fishing boat. They are smuggling drugs to the United, and this is just one of the boats. This is just one of the boats. Now, this ain't the big dog. This is just one of the boats. They are throwing now that everybody can see what they're saying. They were throwing off. Oh, does Peel Farm is what? Does Peel Farm is combat whatever that means. Anyway, so this is what we're talking about. Okay, that's what the missile scene. Okay, they are bringing drugs. I don't care where even if they're taking them out. Well, we don't want them over there either. Okay, when you look at all of those drugs, that's a small boat. Okay, that's a small boat. Amen. Okay, I mean, if you don't want to get shot at by a missile, don't bring drugs in the vicinity, in the direction of the United States of America. Okay, that's just one of the boats. Okay, that's not the boat. And I tell them this is just one, but they do have some. They have some more boats too. But if you notice that boat, that is a picture taken from one of those planes. Okay, so I guess we're dealing with that question already. So let's go back to something else now. All right, then. I'm just saying that may not be what you want to see, but that boat right there, that got a whole bunch of drugs on it. Because if it didn't have a bunch of drugs on it, why is he throwing off in the water? Why is he throwing them off in the water? Too late, you got caught. Now, I will tell you one thing though. My sympathetic side. Now, I do have a sympathetic side. I mean, my sympathetic side says, well, listen, and listen, this guy right makes a great point. He said, I'm not saying, he said, I'm just saying, wake the F up, man, if you were the one forced to traffic drugs. I hear you, but the child that gets these drugs, okay, they don't know that a guy is just trying to make a living bringing drugs to America. He don't want to. So when he's in the hospital, when it's your child that's in the hospital or your relative or somebody get caught in this stuff, we really won't care. We really don't care if he is doing it because somebody made him to. Then should let me ask something. Should we bring war on the country that allows these people where these people are from? Somebody got to pay. Somebody's got to pay for bringing this crap to America. Okay. Hey, we just got done talking. That ain't no AI. That's, I've seen it. I saw it last week. Okay, I saw it. I saw it last week. Whatever the case may be, our people took out a drug deal, took out a drug boat. Okay, and funny thing about it, when it's your child that gets caught up in this stuff, then you're gonna say we should have did something about it. We should have did something. Well, the president did do something about it. Okay, I'm just saying he did something about it. At least he's trying to do something about it. anyway. He's trying to do something about it anyway. Listen, no matter what happens, somebody is going to get blamed, and somebody's going to say not enough was done. Somebody's going to say you did too much. Okay, I'm just saying. What do y'all want? Did they arrest him? Why arrest him? Okay. Again, if you want to get involved, let me put it to you this way. Everybody knows that jumping out of airplanes is a dangerous job. Everybody knows that. Every paratrooper that ever put on that chute on his back, got in that 141, 130, 123, C5, whatever, C-17. Everybody knows that there is a possibility that you could die doing that job. So drug dealers who bring stuff from overseas, they need to be put on the same notice. There's a possibility that you could be killed taking drugs to America, just like the paratroopers know there's a possibility that your chute may malfunction on the way down. Okay, I'm just saying, so we take the chance of doing it. The Green Berets take an awful chance. The Navy SEALs know that there's a possibility that going in that water in SEAL training under the keel they could die. They know that. So it's all about which chance are you willing to take. Okay? So they took the chance, and that's what happened. And again, here we go. Ronald Reagan, CIA dumped. Again, I keep hearing that, but I've never really seen any proof of that. I just never really seen the proof. I'm not saying it didn't happen. Ronald Reagan didn't have, but I don't think Ronnie said, hey, give me my CIA director. Get him on the phone. Hey, George, look here. I know over in Compton, we got problems. Okay, so give them fools over there some dope, some cocaine, and maybe they can shoot each other. I would seriously doubt that the president of the United States did such a thing. But that's been the rumor for years. Nobody's. Only way I would believe it if you show me a movie with Reagan sitting at the place where they loading it up. Okay. That's all I'm saying. Or Biden could adopt them and let them bring the drugs into the White House and then pardon them. Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Okay, the child gets these drugs. Had no what? Well, some of them. Everybody's got a father, but they don't really. Sometimes they don't have dads. That's true. Sometimes they just don't have dads. People who have a relationship with them. Why that is, I do not know, but I just know that it happens. It happens. Certainly does. Anyway, let's see. It was all over TV. Oliver North got Oliver, and I don't know why we keep conflating, like that legal term that people tell me, why we keep conflating this with the Iran Contra and people dealing drugs over there too, sending them over here. Now again, we are partly responsible. We hold 50% of the responsibility as a nation because we want to get high. We want to get high, and that's why people keep sending that crap over here, because we keep asking for it. Okay, because we keep asking for. Oh, here we go. If you disregard the Constitution, if you're okay with attacking our Capitol, if you're okay with the pardoning of drug dealers and financial criminals, you're a Republican. Well, the Democrats have done the same thing. Wait a minute. If you're okay with financiers stealing millions of dollars from people and pardoning them like Obama did, then hey, every president has the right to pardon whom he feels. Hey, we give people a second chance sometimes. Okay, I'm just saying. Everybody in the White, and as far as people attacking the Capitol, well, the Constitution gives us the right to redress our grievances with our lawmakers and with our people in power. Now they went a little too far, probably, but I would accept them more than I would people drinking drugs over here. People have a right. People have a right to redress grievances and protest with their government. We have a right. This is America. This is not Russia. We can do that. Okay. But you don't have a right to come over here and do it and bring drugs to our community. I'm sorry. But we really need to listen to what? We really need to listen to what the F we're listening to. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's right. Barry supposed to kill some folks in Yemen. I don't know. The things we don't know can fill an encyclopedia book. The things we don't know. Okay. All we can talk about are the things that we know. And you can fill volumes of encyclopedias with the things we do not know. And they're not going to come on TV. They're not going to come on TV and tell us everything that they know so we can know it. Okay, that would sort of like kill the element of surprise. Okay, I don't know how I got in this anyway. So anyway, moving right along to other things. If you disregard the Constitution, and again, I don't know. Show me where he disregarded the Constitution. I do believe that if he disregards the Constitution, the Congress has a say in that. Okay, I think Congress does. Okay, like what's going on, like what's happening with Elia, whatever name, Omar, whatever her name is. We find that they stealing money out the wazoo. Okay, so they too busy stealing up there. Suppose Russia suspects a U.S. plane was spying on them over international waters and shoots them down without first investigating. That would be a big problem. I totally agree. I totally agree. There's where diplomacy comes in. I don't want to be diplomatic about drugs. I just don't. I've never taken them. Don't want them. Seen the bad things that can happen. I mean, we can come up with all kinds of scenarios here. Okay, I'm not in the White House. I don't have the FBI, the CIA, the Coast Guard, the National Guard giving me intelligence. I don't know all the things that they know. Okay, I just don't. Man, yeah, I've never seen people bitching so much about somebody trying to keep America safe. I just never. Y'all just got TDS out the wazoo. Trump deranged syndrome. It is just an amazing thing to me that the guy's trying to keep that junk out of this country. We should celebrate it. Okay? But when it's one of your children, one of these days, or your grandkids, or your grandkids, we'll see then. Somebody once said it is an inconvenience if your neighbor's child gets stuck on drugs. But it is a catastrophe if your children get stuck on drugs. Okay, I don't know how we got in this anyway. Okay, and it's what it said. I don't know if this is true, but this one, he's a pretty smart guy. It said 26,000 drone strikes in 7 countries is what Obama did. Okay, if that's true, then what's so great about that? Shouldn't we have minded our own business? Isn't that what this is all about? Shouldn't we just minded our own business and let them do what they wanted to do? Okay. All right. Oh, what's this guy saying here? The only reason that there's no purpose for the drugs that they have, whatever that means. I mean, they make these drugs strictly so they can send them over here. Oh, here come Oscar. A ship owned by J.P. Morgan Chase had 16 metric tons of dope in the harbor of Philadelphia, and nobody blamed the owner of the ship. And when did this happen? When did I think we would have heard about a ship owned by J.P. Morgan Chase with 16 metric tons of dope in the harbor of Philadelphia. Now, I've never heard of that before. Okay, that may be some of that AI stuff. Okay, I don't think that would have happened. But listen, show me the article for it. Yeah, show me the article. Okay, show me the article and I'll believe it. Okay, because we like coming up with a whole lot of stories sometimes. Bathhouse Berry bombed 8 different countries without congressional consent, and we weren't at war with 8 countries. Also, drone an American citizen on foreign soil. such hypocrisy. I would agree. So, you see, guys, everything you guys come up with a fact, other people know other facts. Okay, I'm just saying. Okay, Barry was good with them drones, though. Yeah, he really was. Okay, I mean he'll drone you in a minute. Okay, oh, he'll drone you in a minute. Okay, I'll tag you, smart guy. Okay, that's all I want to see. So I've never heard of a J.P. Morgan ship being in Philadelphia. What country was bombed, and who was the American citizen? Give it to him. Give it to me, Gary. Just put it on the board there so I can show him. Anyway, no problem. I'll tag. Okay, yeah, I want to see it because I've never 16 metric tons. Really? Seriously? We should have bombed that boat. Okay, but we didn't. Sorry about that, Siri. I wasn't talking to you. Okay, not a problem. Okay, let me get my buddy on here in a second. So Joe wants to. Okay, all right. Anyway, it is 8. Joe wants to. Okay, so what's it? Okay, Oscar, bro, really? And the wokesters give him, and they gave him the Nobel Peace Prize just for getting in the White House. Not he hadn't done done anything. He got the Nobel Peace Prize for getting elected. Good morning, Sergeant. Good morning. Trump deranged syndrome. Yes. I believe that. Yeah, sure. Yeah. I think I remember that. Yeah. He's a golfer. That's for sure. Wait. Oh, wait. I got to put you back on. Wait, hold. I forgot to put you back on the air because I want people to hear your call here. There we go. Right there. Okay. Now start that over again. They didn't.
I'm calling with my daily call for my TDS. I think that's what Don calls it. And what does TDS stand for?
Trump deranged syndrome.
So this is the TDS call for this morning. Okay.
Okay.
But Maya Angelou said, when people show you who they are, we should believe them.
Mm-hmm.
And in this administration, you remember when President Trump was running for office, he said Obama played so much golf. He said if he was in the White House, he would never leave it. He wouldn't have time to play golf because he would be solving problems. Do you remember when he said that?
I think I remember something to that effect.
Does he play golf? Does he take any time off to play golf?
Yeah, he does. It's a stressful job.
But when Obama was doing it, it wasn't stressful. He was just taking time playing golf. What about the time he called Sleepy Joe, Biden Sleepy Joe? Has he fell asleep in any cabinet meetings?
Oh, Trump?
Yeah.
I don't know. Has he? I don't know.
Oh, my goodness. So you haven't been paying attention?
No, not to if he's going to sleep or not. No.
In cabinet meetings.
Yeah.
So if there was footage of him dozing off in cabinet meetings, should we call him Sleepy Trump, like he called Biden Sleepy?
Well, like Mama said, what's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Kevin, were you aware that you can go into national parks free on Martin Luther King Day and Juneteenth? Trump now has removed those dates. You can't go free on ML King Day and Juneteenth, but he added his birthday as a day to go free in the national parks. Have you heard that?
I didn't know about that one. I didn't know about that.
What do you think about removing those 2 days as days to go in the national parks free and adding his birthday? What do you think about that?
I think that is that's narcissistic and truly arrogant. Yeah, I believe that.
But oftentimes when we hear something that the president says, our defense is he didn't say that.
Well,
and then when you show them, when you show his actual words of saying it, then it becomes, well, he didn't mean that.
Well, I don't know if he meant it or not, but he probably did mean it because he said it. I don't know what the Trump is an unusual guy. I'll just give you
really.
He's an unusual guy, but I still don't think he's as bad as all y'all try to make the guy.
Well, not bad. I'm just saying when you point out facts, then people would say that you have an unusual fixation on him that you didn't have on any other president. Like you point out facts, they'll say, well, Barry did this. The Republicans have a problem, Kevin, with them bombing a defenseless two people that were hanging on to now the boats you're showing, to be honest, Kevin, and some of your people have pointed out, those aren't the boats that's in question that they're showing. You pulled a boat from somewhere. That's not the boats that they're bombing.
Well, that's the one I got off the news.
No. The one that the people were hanging on to, and they said, Kevin, this is from the report. From the time of the initial bomb, it was 40 minutes later before the second strike happened. 40 minutes.
Now, to be honest, now I got to without being political here. To be honest, I mean I'm sort of like you. You know, I would have a problem if there are two guys in the water waiting to be helped.
That's not a threat,
right?
They can't be flipping the boat over, stirring it, and trying to run the jugs on. 40 minutes later.
I mean, that would bother me. That would bother me. But again, there's so many unknowns here that I do not know. You know what exactly.
But what we do know, not saying the unknowns, Republicans now on the Armed Services Committee that have saw the footage, they've seen the footage, and they came and reported that we need to have more to this. Yeah. They saying but when people begin to justify and then start to attack people from TDS. Kevin,
well, I will.
If your son, I mean, these are two people that are harmless that are floating. We say do no harm to our enemy combatants once they have been rendered unarmed and they can no longer be a threat. We don't kill them. We don't shoot them. Well, that's in the defense manual. That's the Geneva Convention.
That's true. That's absolutely right.
So if there was 40 minutes later a second strike.
But let me ask you a question, and if I remember my Geneva Convention thing, are you a legitimate soldier without a uniform?
Well, now that becomes a question is because what they're saying is. This is not a wartime act. This is a law enforcement act that should not even be, the defense shouldn't even be engaged in it. This is like one of your previous callers said, this is more of a Coast Guard issue and again, my only point is saying TDS call today is when our current president dog people like the reporter that he was acting like he, was having a seizure. And he says he didn't even know that reporter had that. And when they showed him doing it, he says he wasn't mocking anybody. When he say, shut up, quiet little piggy, when he says things, people begin to justify it. That's my only point. That's my only point.
Right, but let me tell you why people justify it. When that man was in the White House the first time, they lied on him perpetually in perpetuity. They called him all kind of names. I don't blame Trump for being pissed still. They said he was a stooge for Russia. He was a spy.
Gotcha.
They said that women in Russia peed on him in beds. I mean, come on. They talked about him like he was useless.
So based off your statement just now, then that means that he has carte blanche authority to do anything because the way he was treated.
But I think he can insult anybody he wants to the same way they insulted him.
Okay. And when he falls asleep in cabinet meetings, like Sleepy Biden did, then he's just tired because he's been up 3 o'clock in the morning posting on Truth Social. So he's been exhausted. So whatever he does is justified because people treated him poorly. What are you saying? What are you saying there?
But we can't have two standards here. Talk about him all you want to. Call him all kind of names. Talk about his family. Talk about his kids. Talk about everything. Claim that he's working for Putin and Putin is bending him over and sticking him in the rear and all kinds of things, which was said. But when he gets back in, because the people said, well, we want him.
Well, no, I'm just saying that two things can be true at the same time.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
it is true.
Yeah, two things can be true. I mean, 60 Minutes. I watched the thing last night with Marjorie Taylor Greene, and she's saying things now, and she was one of his most ardent defenders and supporters. And now, what do you say about her? She's a traitor.
I agree with him. Hey,
you agree she's a traitor?
Not to the country, but to the party. I think she is.
Wow. Okay.
And she represents the part of Georgia. I used to live in Rome, and I don't really like her very much, so I'm good.
Wow. Okay. Right. Wow. Okay. Thanks for taking the call, sir.
How do we get on the Trump thing so heavily here? Ridiculous. Okay. Dr. Joe, bring me some sanity to this conversation.
Okay. Now, of course, what do they keep calling Trump? A Nazi, a fascist, and all that.
Everything.
But yeah, they don't mind that. All right. Also, talking about all the things that they say that Republicans say that are wrong. What about all the things that the Democrats have said? Oh, he's a Russian spy and the PP dossier and all that kind of stuff. And then what did they say about Biden's mental capacity? Oh, he's fine.
Yeah.
He's fine.
Yeah.
He's in good shape. He runs circles around us.
Yeah. And now we know that all the people that were pardoned, hell, wasn't even pardoned by the president. It was pardoned by his pen.
and now listen, all the Epstein files are out. What do you hear?
Oh yeah, you can hear you can hear a rat piss on cotton right about now because
I told you I went to the Epstein Island, and if those guys on that fishing boat want to go fishing, that's where they need to go because I go fishing there all the time. It's a great place to fish.
Yeah. Now I will say one thing. Now Oscar has brought up something. Now I will say, if in fact we went back and killed somebody 40 minutes later in the water, I think.
Whoa! In Yemen and all those countries Obama bombed, they said they go back and look to see if anybody's remaining, and guess what they do to them?
Well,
bomb them. And by the way, one of the big kings or something that they killed during Obama, or it might have been Biden. Guess who he had sitting in his lap or sitting next to him? A child. Guess what they did?
What?
They killed him. They killed him, and they killed the king or whatever, the warlord that they were trying to do.
In war,
Kevin. There's casualties.
The problem is though we do the Geneva Convention deals with combatants.
No. This was within the Geneva Convention. What they did with the fishing boat.
Well, again,
was what Obama did? Was it within the Geneva Convention? Did they try to arrest them? Did they try to go and arrest them? No, they didn't. They bombed them with drones.
I got a problem with the drone thing. I really do. I met a guy the other day whose job it was to send drones. The drone thing is kind of unfair. You know?
What in war?
Well,
in war?
Well,
are you kidding me?
Well, I guess all's fair in love and war, but So you'd rather have pilots up there that can be shot down? Is that right? Is that what you're telling me? But that is their job. To get shot down? Well, no. Hopefully they fast enough they won't get shot down. But listen. You're telling me that we can't use robots and robotic tanks and stuff like that to keep casualties down? You're telling me that, Kevin? No. You're in the Army. Yeah, but I'm just saying that. I'm just saying. Listen, nobody jumps for me. No, nobody jumps for us when we jump. Well, if they could get a robot that could jump and do your job, wouldn't you rather them do that? I think in World War II, instead of risk your life. I think in World War II they did use some fake dummies. Again, I'm just saying though, if you're going to fight, then let's fight. But the drone thing. I still think that's kind of. I don't know. I gotta. Even Clinton had a problem with that one. I never agree with Clinton on most of anything.
Well, Clinton didn't have a problem with Monica under his desk, did
well, that's a different kind of drone.
With a cigar, did he? He didn't have a problem with that. They talk about the Epstein files.
Yeah.
I didn't hear any Democrats, having a big problem with all that.
Yeah.
Back in them days, and you know how many times Obama was at? B.J. Clinton was at Epstein Island, don't you?
Well,
I saw him there all the time while I was fishing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, B.J. was giving out Bill Clinton was giving out a different kind of drone then. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, he was having Monica polish his drones.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, then. It's anybody's birthday today or anything like that. I haven't got to half the stuff. The mayor's supposed to be here tomorrow. I guess it's going to be here tomorrow, 7:30, 8 o'clock, something like that. Not here, but on the show. So we'll talk to him about what his problem is. Joe, I did send you a link. Oh, there it is. Okay, the biggest Democrat in the history of mankind is right here. Yes, sir, Mr. Attorney. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Can you hear me? You're supposed to send this so I can do this on my computer. You got me doing this on my phone.
Oh, well, I could send it to you either way. Next time, tell me. Yeah.
So the hypocrisy is just choking on. What about Bill Clinton? Keep this. I'm going to start with the last caller. It was the Republicans who started on Bill Clinton about, he was cheating on his wife. He dishonored the White House. All this other stuff. And now now that Donald Trump, who got baby mamas out the butt, sleeping with porn stars while he's married, while Melania is pregnant, he's banging porn stars without condoms, and Republicans ain't got nothing to say about that. It's a personal thing. Let him and his wife deal with it.
What he did in his private life before he became president.
Well, the Republicans should shut up. They should shut their pie holes because nobody likes their hypocrisy. They should shut up and let Hillary deal with it. You don't hear Democrats. The only reason Democrats are talking about it now is because of the bullcrap Republicans are pulling, and particularly Newt Gingrich, who was having his own affair while chastising Clinton. Hey, get out of here! Not messing with that bullcrap.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever.
Republicans talk too much crap. They talk way too much crap.
Yeah.
They're too big of hypocrites.
Now,
and they do the same things.
I don't blame anybody for what they did as a private citizen. Listen, that's between them and their own conscience. But I only worry about what Trump's done in office.
Don't talk about family values then. Okay. Then shut up. Right. Then shut up about it.
Yeah. Well, I ain't been talking about it. I get my own.
I didn't say you did.
Yeah.
They have these callers calling about that. Then shut up. Mm-hmm. My thing is don't talk about it. That's what they say. The pot called the kettle black. Don't talk. If you're out here cheating like Newt Gingrich, then don't talk about Bill Clinton when you got your own mistress.
Okay. Well, then again, we all got problems.
I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, none of us.
I don't disagree. It's not that we don't have our own problems, Kevin. It's not that we have our own problems. Mm-hmm. It's the hypocrisy. Okay.
Okay.
So it's the hypocrisy. Yeah, don't do it.
But I think you can show as many. I think you can show as many hypocritical principles. The Democrats and Republicans, neither one of them are saved from that language. I mean, both parties do it.
I don't disagree with you about that. Don't hold yourself out to be higher than anybody else. Republicans do it all the time.
Yeah.
Out here talking about trans people, then cross-dressing in your closet. Shut up.
Well, hey, this is not the mayor or whoever that. This is the mayor's brother. This is not the mayor. The mayor's supposed to be here tomorrow. Although y'all do kind of look a little bit alike, but not that much. Anyway.
No, not that much.
Yeah,
you would not confuse us.
Okay, when they lose the issue, the response is always, they should shut up. We should shut up. Yeah, that's what.
No, when it is the issue, Greg, and the issue is hypocrisy, and no one's going to shut up. I'm going to lose the issue. If the issue is sex in the Oval Office or adultery, I mean, I don't know, 6 of one, half dozen the other. You can't talk about anybody about the president who cheated on every wife he's ever had. And to who was it? Not Jerry Falwell, Billy Graham. You pull those when you pull those old clips. If he cheats on his wife, he'll lie to the American public. Well, Now that Trump's in office, nobody's saying anything about that. You know, the twists and turns that conservatives go through, which is why we're not going to ever let this guy get away. You know, I don't know how they go home and live with themselves or what they tell themselves, dealing with Donald Trump, who's everything there's everything they claim not to be. You know, family values, like I said, all the baby mamas, all the divorces, all the adultery. Jeez. I mean, what do you do? What you know? How do you go home and say, yeah, this is our standard bearer?
So what you're saying then? He's a man. That's what you're saying. He's a man. Like
I mean, he definitely. I'm gonna say he's that. He's that. Okay. But it's the type of man.
But if a microscope was put on all of our lives, none of us could stand the light of day.
Kevin, I agree. I don't disagree. I don't disagree with what you're saying. You're not hearing me.
So I talk about public policy. I'm talking about public policy. Whether his personal issues are, I don't care. It's public.
Y'all don't care now because he's there. You care when Bill Clinton was there, but keep going.
No, I didn't care. Listen, I didn't care about Bill Clinton getting.
Maybe you did, but your conservative buddies did.
I mean, he got a happy ending. You know, I ain't mad at him. You know, but again, you know, he did it in the White House, the people's house, and he got called. I mean, okay, and the woman he gave him the happy ending is the one who told. I wouldn't personally tell nobody out. You know, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
It was her friend who did it.
Okay, I wouldn't have told nobody.
So that's what you get for talking to your friends about your business.
Exactly. But anyway, so what else is on your mind this morning?
Look,
I had a lot more.
You can't. We're not. Look, these boats are here to international waters. These are police actions. This stuff. We don't have any authority to do this. They're not combatants. And to what you were saying earlier, because a boat. Let's just say the boat has drugs on it. Let's just say it does. Right. Okay. Heading in the direction of the United States. You really don't want to go there, Kevin, to say we're going to start blowing up boats.
If we know they have contraband on them headed to our shores, why not?
Kevin, you can't do that here in the States.
Well, we talking
about, we have laws, Kevin. I mean, this is shocking. It's really shocking to me, and it's scary.
Well, I ain't getting no time soon. So
I mean, it's scary that the so-called Republican hypocrisy. I'm looking at Gary Wise. The Republican hypocrites of law and order now don't care what laws are broken when Donald Trump's doing it. Mm-hmm. They think Donald Trump's immunity that the Supreme Court has given him, goes to them. I'm here to tell you that it doesn't. Yeah. It doesn't. Satan do the wrong thing to somebody else, I hear you and get your ass whipped.
Yeah. And I understand that. But again, it does seem that the microscope is put on Trump to the extent that no other president in the history of this country. Did you know that in 1934 or one of them days, they put tariffs on chickens and the tariffs are still there?
No.
On chickens. Yeah, on chickens. So, and
is that why chicken wings are so hot?
Yeah, I think so. They got tariffs on chickens from certain countries. So, I mean,
was that why buffalo wings cost so much? Because I remember they were 25 cents.
And a chicken is the only animal you can take one wing, sell it as two. All you can do is break it. Okay. So
that's capitalism. That's the American way. I'm not mad about that.
I got you. But again, we seem like there's nothing new in this country that Trump is doing that hadn't been done before.
Kevin, we don't blow Kevin. No, that's wrong. That is totally wrong.
We didn't have the machinery back in those days to take care of this crap. Why don't we talk about why people are willing to risk their lives to bring drugs to America? Because Americans are a bunch of drug addicts. Well, why don't we talk about that?
Well, when I say we can, now let me put a period behind that. We can do that. Okay, we can do that. That's I think it's a separate issue. What I'm saying is that there's no more authority for the government to simply shoot grenade launchers at cars that are carrying drugs in them here on a United States soil than there is to simply go out in international waters, which no country has dominion and control and authority over. That's why we call them international waters. It doesn't belong to anybody. And simply take their armed forces and blow up boats who they suspect are carrying drugs or contraband.
And you don't believe that they had some kind of proof through the CIA, FBI, Navy SEALs? You don't think they had any proof to know what was on that boat?
Well, let me say this. Maybe because this administration has a serious credibility problem because the president has a credibility problem.
Not
so,
with me.
but I'm saying I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, let's say that there are drugs on the boat. Let's say they are. You still then arrest them, but you can't give them the death penalty for doing it, Kevin. Summary judgment.
Well, we don't wait a long time for a terrorist to blow us up.
Well, that's a different ball game.
But
you're talking about an imminent threat at that point, and an imminent deadly threat.
But they're not soldiers,
and
so they're acting as terrorists when they bring in things. They're not no uniform, no anything. When the Geneva Convention clearly states what the combatant is. If you got something against us, then wear your uniform and tell us that you're a soldier or something. I mean,
right? But these aren't soldiers.
Exactly.
They may very well be criminals. I don't doubt that.
So they're terrorists.
No, they may very well be criminals in the act of trafficking in drugs. Let's say that. So but the last time I checked under U.S. law,
so they're terrorists.
That's not deserving of the death penalty.
But they're terrorists with drugs. Listen, I mean,
and you're still entitled to due process, which Republicans don't care about anymore.
Not in international water, you're not. I don't believe you are. You just got to understand it's international water. Nobody owns
it. True. There's no authority to go out there and murder people, Kevin. You're missing that. You can't murder people.
I call it self-defense, defending the nation.
You're not. Here's what I'm saying. You're not defending yourself. The prospect of somebody doing something to you and you acting on it before that thing happens is not self-defense. That's called a preemptive strike.
Okay. Well, okay. That's defense.
No, that's called a preemptive strike. Something before it happens. If you do it before it happens, that's why they call it a preemptive strike. If you do something, if you slap me and then I slap you back, now that's self-defense. But if you push your chair back from the table, I get up and clock you in the jaw or over the head with a glass bottle, that's a preemptive strike because now I'm doing something. I'm not defending myself, or maybe defending myself on something that I think you may do in the future, or you look like you were going to do it. And that's not authorized here in the States. How can it be authorized? How can it be authorized on the high seas?
Do you think if we went back and look at every action of every president, that from your vantage point, would you say that every president could be if we keep them to the same standard as we keep everybody else to, every last one of them has probably done something that you don't like, I don't like, but in defense of this nation, I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. And drugs do as much damage to this nation as anything else does. Okay, how many graves are there right now with young people in them? Somebody's aunt, somebody's mother, somebody's father, somebody's brother. How many graves are dug because those drugs get to this country?
Kevin, I hear you. I hear you, and I don't disagree with I don't disagree with your sentiments. Okay, I'm gonna go back to what you said earlier. First, sure, there are things that people disagree with. Okay. I think, and people get things wrong. Okay. That happens. But that's why in this country, we have a thing called due process. Okay. That's why we have hearings. We sort this out before we take punitive action and make sure that what we're doing is right. That you've done what people say you've done. That's why we do it. That's why we don't move.
And what I can't understand about this made up due process of people who are not citizens of the United States, I don't know where that comes from.
It comes from the Constitution.
Well, sure. What line does it say that people outside the United States?
You're really gonna make me do this?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I want to hear that.
Constitution's not a short document, but you're gonna make me Google this real quick.
And Google's right about everything.
Well, it's going to pull it. It's going to pull the language. I'll give you the article, and you can fact check it.
Okay. All right. Well,
Constitution.
Yeah. The civil rights are for the citizens of America, not anybody else. Our Constitution covers the citizens or the legal residents of this country.
All right, Kevin. 5th and 14th Amendments.
Oh, okay? Let's
hold on.
Yeah. What is that again?
5th and 14th Amendments.
Yeah.
Apply to
non-citizens.
In other words, anybody who is on U.S. soil.
No. Tell me what it said. Don't tell me. Don't give me what does the 14th Amendment say?
All right, hold on. Let me go to the 14th.
Yeah, give me the cursory. You don't have to read the whole thing. Because see, lawyers extract language out of things that's not there.
It's the Supreme Court. I gotta follow it.
Again, let me see what it says.
That is the law.
Okay.
I can't. The Supreme Court says it.
It's like a judge told me one day. He said, "Today, right now, I'm the law."
That's a bit arrogant, but he's probably not wrong.
One in Montgomery. Yeah. I've heard him say that. I'm the law right now. Ooh. Okay. Well, when you find that fictitious line that gives everybody a due process that are not here legally, I'll love to hear that one.
No, this is not short, Kevin. So we're gonna burn a lot of time here.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Don't burn, because I know logic and reason dictate. Why in the world are we going to protect you? You're not even one of us. How are we going to do that? You break into the country, you violate the laws, and now we got to give you the same due process as we give citizens who've been here their whole life. That doesn't even make sense. I mean, Robert Charles can see. I mean, Ray Charles can see that. Doesn't make sense. It don't. But judges, like abortion, came from the thought of privacy. Well, you have a right to privacy, do your own thing, and that's how the abortion got on the book. They didn't say you could kill your baby. They said you have a right to privacy. Back in the day,
you're really in it.
So y'all extract language. Judges extract in the Supreme Court. Listen, just because we ought to get rid of that word Supreme Court.
Okay. Well, you got to change the Constitution, do all that, Kevin, and that requires 2/3 of Congress and of both houses and 3/4 of the states, and the president's got to sign. I mean, good luck.
And then Democrats want to put 13 people on it now, like we ain't messed up enough as it is.
On what, the Supreme Court?
Yeah,
I would do it.
Why?
Because the Republicans stole Obama's pick.
And which pick was
lying Lindsey Graham stole Obama's pick.
And who was that?
I said lying Lindsey Graham, the senator from South Carolina.
Right, but whose pick did he steal?
He stole Obama's pick. When Scalia died with 11 months left on Obama's term, Lindsey Graham cooked up a false precedent saying that we would not confirm a judge nominated in the last year of a president's term. I mean, that was so long I couldn't even do it. I could barely do it in one breath, which doesn't exist anywhere, by the way. Doesn't exist anywhere. So lying Lindsey Graham, lying Lindsey Graham got me. This is easy search. It's easy because he gets on and says you can use my words against me as if his word meant anything.
I remember that one.
Got up there and they didn't confirm Merrick Garland. Okay, now let me move forward. In the last 3 months of Trump's term, Ginsburg dies. Okay, Ginsburg dies. What does lying Lindsey do? Oh, forget what I said. They nominate Amy Coney Barrett, push her through in 30 days, and confirm Donald Trump's pick in the last year, in the last 3 months of an election year, because they had all kind of qualifiers on it. Now that's what they did. Now, could the Republicans do that? Sure. A president is president for the term he's president. And if you die, in my opinion, 1 year or 1 week before the term ends, the president has the authority to discharge his duties under the Constitution. I've really got no problem with that, except that there was a false narrative put out there by Republicans who acted one way when they tried to shorten the term of a president when Obama was there, and then changed the rules as soon as Trump was in. Now, my payback would have been enlarged in the Supreme Court. I would have enlarged the Supreme Court. I would have enlarged every bit of it. I'd have given them 13 seats, and I'd appointed all Democrats. And I told them to go play in the traffic, go kick rocks someplace. And I'd have told lying Lindsey, the reason you got 13 judges is because you're dishonest and disingenuous. It's your fault. And I would have done that.
Well,
and that's what he did. I mean, that's just that. And then, of course, when he got called to the carpet on it, you know what he said? Well, y'all would have done it. Never mind what he said. Never mind. And that's what I'm saying. The integrity, Kevin, of people who are in these places now, which is why small people should never have big jobs. Because the government
now you
relies on people with good character and integrity.
Now you remind me of your brother who said there's some people with big brains and some people with small brains.
Well, there are. And people with integrity, character, morals, values, those things matter. See, unlike some of the people who call up here, because you're a Democrat, I don't give you a pass. Okay, right is right and wrong is wrong. We have rules, we have laws, we're gonna follow them. I didn't have any issue when President Clinton was playing what I call the word game of, depending on what the definition of is, and whether oral sex was sex. I'm like, that's gamesmanship. But the bottom line is you can't lie under oath. And the Arkansas bar did the right thing when they took his license. Because you lied to a grand jury.
Yeah,
you can't do that.
He didn't need it anymore anyway.
Well, he didn't. But I'm saying you can't lie. I mean, you shouldn't lie. And you're not going to defend the indefensible.
Yeah.
And what we see right now is just that, the defense of the indefensible. And so if you're going to steal judges, you can expect some payback. When you start setting things, don't set precedents you don't want anybody else to follow. See, everybody's having a good time now because their guy is in.
Right.
Okay?
And you mean like women, like men playing in women's sports.
Yeah, that shouldn't happen.
Yeah, but it's happening. And it happened.
It's small. When it says small, I mean, it's not happening in Alabama. So it's not an issue here.
Okay.
But if it happens someplace else, I mean, sure, I don't believe in that, but I'm one individual. I'm not a governing body. But no, I don't believe that. Men and women's bodies are just totally different.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, I mean, sure you noticed that.
I noticed
that. The bone structure, the muscle density, all those things, which even trans men would give the man a more of a competitive advantage in a sport, just would. I'm not saying there's not some woman out there who couldn't beat you, but I'm saying that as a general, set of circumstances, that's what you're going to get.
Well, DNA and the chromosomes pretty much.
Well, you can't. You're not going to. You can change some things, physical and outward appearances. You can alter those, but you can't alter these other things. At least that I know of. Maybe some scientists can prove me wrong, and that wouldn't be the first time somebody did that. But no. But I don't have any issue with that.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you. What I'm trying to get back to you is that because you always have like 8 different things in here. So the Fifth Amendment says no person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime. And infamous crimes are usually something that can net you at least a year in prison. Okay, that's how it's defined. Unless on presentment or indictment of a grand jury, except in cases arising in the land or naval forces or in the militia when in actual service in time of war or public danger. Okay, so I'm going to stop right there. Well, okay, fine.
Now, where does
nor shall any person be subject for the same offense to be twice put in jeopardy of life or limb, nor shall be compelled in any criminal case to be a witness against himself, nor be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. That's the key. Nor shall private property be taken for public use without just compensation. So it says no person. They didn't say no citizen. They didn't say no red, said no person. And that's where the language comes from. And that's what covers non-citizens.
Do we actually believe that when that was written, it was written for other countries' citizens or ours?
I think it was written for I think the whole point of the Constitution was for everybody. We were a young country then.
For everybody who was
we were just starting. I think they meant to cover anybody here. Yes, I believe they meant it for everybody. That means anybody who sets foot in this country is going to be treated a certain way. You got a certain right.
So why didn't it say that?
Not because it said no person. You use language. It didn't say citizen.
But I don't think we were governing the rest of the world. We were governing the United States of America. I'm pretty sure that we wasn't talking about everybody all over the world. I'm just logic and reason would dictate that they were talking about the citizens and the inhabitants of this country.
I think what they wanted was not to have this subjective power of a king here, to be able to discriminate and differentiate just at a moment's notice and on a whim. I think they know the difference in citizens because they use that language throughout the Constitution. They know the difference in citizens and simply persons. I think they knew what they were doing.
And they probably thought, since that language is being used all over the Constitution, there's no reason to have to specify that these protections are for citizens of the United States.
They would have said that if they would have said that if they meant that, but they didn't. But they didn't use that word.
Okay, maybe they thought it was common
so we
sense.
use. It's not. It's a non-restrictive word.
But maybe they thought it was common sense, which is what we don't use very much.
Yeah, but they talk about citizens. They talk about soldiers. They use. I mean,
because a soldier has certain rights. Citizens have certain rights that soldiers don't have. And so therefore you have to make that distinction. Soldier doesn't have the right to freedom of speech all the time when he's in uniform.
Neither do I. All the time. There are lots of things I would love to say that I can't say.
But again, I just think you can extract anything from the Constitution you want to if you have a mind to.
Well, let me say this: if we're going to be ridiculous, if we're going to act as if we don't have common sense and know what plain words and play those kind of word games, yeah, you can do a lot of things with that. You surely can. But that's why certain people should not be in charge and certain people should not be making decisions because of the way they act.
And like Ketanji Johnson, whatever her name is, talking about she didn't know what a woman was.
Well, you got 3 judges on the Supreme Court who said Roe versus Wade was settled law. Said that right. They said that right in the hearing.
Well, I guess they can change the law if they want to.
Well, if it's settled, then it's settled.
Yeah.
That's what that means. That means we're not going to settle. We won't disturb it. They were asked that question and turned around and did something different. So do what you will with that answer.
I'm going to have to get you on more often so we can so you can straighten my mind.
Yes, because you got it. Because you're all over the board today.
Yeah, well, I just
listen. But you're all over the board every day.
I just think the president has a right to protect the borders of this country.
Well, yeah, Kevin. I'm when I say this, protect the border.
Necessary.
Look, Kevin, I got a pistol in my house and I got a daddy. All right.
Right.
I mean, when I grew up with a dad, so I wasn't worried too much about that. I had a bunch of friends who were busy. I got a brother. I got a sister who's who's very protective. There's enough protection. I don't need the president to protect me. He's not my daddy. Okay, we didn't cut that crap out. All right. Well, the president has certain obligations as the chief executive. That is true. Okay, but he must act within the bounds and within the bounds of his office, the responsibilities of his office, and within the law. And what I've been saying about this is that there's no authority to do what it is that he is doing with the facts that are in front. And see, facts are important. It's just not he can do it. See, the problem with conservatives right now is they don't give a damn what Donald Trump does. Okay, Donald Trump could rape a baby, and conservatives will blame the baby for being on its back.
And that's hyperbole also. That's hyperbole also.
Okay, I'm just saying. There's nothing they won't excuse. There's nothing they won't excuse if it's their guy. Because
the left has taken this country so far to the left that we really don't know what normal is in America anymore.
Oh, please. I know, Mrs. We don't know what you can't even agree on what facts are anymore, Kevin. Facts don't matter. You had a campaign, you had a guy who put out there that President Obama wasn't born in this country and went with it.
Hey,
you had a news organization that went on record and said Dominion voting machines have been stolen.
Been tampered with. Born here now.
An election was stolen.
We ain't sure he was born here.
Oh, Mrs. That's because y'all aren't smart enough to know that Hawaii is a state.
Wait. I lived in Hawaii at the same time he was there. So I saw him, as a matter of fact, and I beat him in a basketball game. I just want to tell nobody that.
Kevin, this is the United States of America. It is 15% black. Does anybody think for one second does anybody think for 1 second that a black man could run for president and win if he was not a citizen and get away?
Political correctness, yes.
There ain't enough political correctness in America for that.
Yeah, we could get it done.
Not here.
Is anybody in America that believe a man could spend 37 years in jail and be innocent?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Nobody cares about that.
Exactly. And so anything can happen.
The presidency is another ball game. The presidency is another ball game. You're not going to be here. They're waiting for this. There's so many. President Obama had so many angry people. If it could be established that he were not a citizen, You don't think anybody could pick that up? Come on. Ain't no sense in having that. Some allegations are stupid based upon how you get there. You don't get to listen to it.
However,
that's foolishness. But this guy traffics. But the bottom line is he's born in Hawaii. This guy traffics in these kinds of lies. And so what I'm saying is that the right traffics in all this stuff, these conspiracy theories, and this Epstein stuff is a child of their own creation. It's not a Democratic issue. They created this stuff back on InfoWars and all this other crap. The same place where they were saying that Sandy Hook did not take place. And you got a president who feeds into that stuff.
Yeah.
Who traffics into that stuff. What I'm saying, that's what makes it dangerous. Okay. And that's what hurts this country when we can't agree on what the truth, when we can't agree on what facts are. We got to go with the truth.
And the Democrats started that.
Oh, come on.
Trying to make us think that a man can turn himself into a woman.
That's not the start of this, Kevin. That's not the start of this. We've had Democrat presidents. We've had in the last 30 years, I think, we've had an equal number of Democrat and Republican presidents in the last 20 or 30 years. That's what we've got. And while people may not agree on everything one president does, I mean, I didn't agree with everything that President George Bush 43 did or Bush 41. Some things I agree with, some things I did not agree with. But I can't say those guys were toxic to America. I wouldn't say that. Again, I wouldn't say they were undermining America. We've got a president now who dogs out the judiciary, who undermines the judiciary.
Because some of the decisions that they make no damn sense.
We always disagree.
It's over. It's gone.
When the court doesn't do what Trump wants them to do and what conservatives do, then it's an activist court. Is this? As long as they do what he wants them to do, then the court's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, that's again, that's bull crap.
Okay.
That's what that is.
Well, listen, I gotta go. We gotta get you back on, and we'll talk some more.
You call me, send me the link earlier, and not on my phone. I'm looking at the small screen. I barely got my glasses on.
All right,
it's hard to see it.
I'll send it to you. All right, man. Well, appreciate it. Again, listen, it's nice having you on today because you're wrong most of the time, but I love you anyway. So but you're a Democrat, so y'all don't. I feel you on that.
I'm an American.
You're a Democrat first.
I'm an American. I'm what Lyndon Baines Johnson says. I'm American first.
Yeah, you're the one.
I'm an Alabama. I'm an American first. I'm an Alabama second.
Well, you one of them
and a Democrat last.
You one of them people that Johnson said gonna vote for him for the next 250 years.
Nah, I ain't gonna say that.
I'm gonna see you. All right then. Interesting. Well, Joe's always good to have one. I mean, always good. All right, what all these other things are writing over here? Let's see. I can tell when a person. I can tell person aware of his surroundings and not they're sleeping. Whatever that means. Russia, and the Biden is alert conspiracy theories. Okay, CIA and Mossad, and what does that mean? Okay, Puerto Rico too. Puerto Rico too. We are staging deployment there right now. Okay, well, Puerto Rico is it's a territory of the United States, not a state, but a territory. Let me see. Some of the states were colonies. We keep going back there when the Constitution was written. Many of those people were migrants from Europe. We didn't have a country then, a constituted country. Now that we have it, we have a right to protect it. Okay, at least in my mind, anyway. Okay, now and Trump, Joe, Trump, Dr. Joe, the president, of course, can't declare war. Congress has to do that. He can under the War Powers Act, he can go places, deploy troops for up to 90 days without Congress' permission. But at some point, if anybody declares war, it has to be Congress of the United States. Okay, the president doesn't have. I like him, but we don't want to give him that kind of power. Okay, it's not Kingville, but he cannot declare war. The problem is that nobody's declared war in this country. Even a war on terror, we didn't declare war because we didn't exactly know who to declare war on. Okay, there's so many different arms and legs to the problem. Oh man, it's 9:00. I didn't know it was that time already. But anyway, the president cannot declare war. I had so many things. I wanted to get on Roland Martin. We'll get on him tomorrow. Okay, I don't know why everybody got this thing about about Trump. I thought when Obama was in, it tore us apart, but Trump, man, I don't know. But so much for that. So much for that. Gotta go. You know, life is. So don't forget, the treasures of life lie in the journeys that we're willing to take, more than the destination. It is not the falling down that gives us strength, but it is the getting up every time we do. So I tell you today, keep getting up. Keep getting up. Don't fall down and lay down. Keep getting up. Yeah, I got to see about this 16 metric ton thing. I got to see if that's true or not. We'll be back tomorrow. The good Lord says the same. Have a great day. Oh, wait a minute, one more thing. Has anybody heard of a ship in Philadelphia, or Pennsylvania, wherever it's at, with 16 metric tons of dope on it? Has anybody heard that? Never heard that before in my life. I'm going to check that out. All right. Anyway, see you tomorrow. The good Lord says the same. Happy Monday to you. Go out and do something nice for somebody. Anybody. Just do something. And Oscar, if you can find that out for me, you can be my all-site producer. Find me information about a 16 tons of dope on a boat. Yeah, right. I believe it. Bye. Yeah, I got to see this one.
Storms that rage in skies of blue. Each day I wake and I choose you. In every heartbeat, in every prayer. Thankful for